Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Afternoon Tune. Happy Halloween to everybody
Happy
out
Halloween.
there. It's good old Friday there, October 31st, spooky night, Halloween night there, horror night.
Old fashioned
Um,
spookums.
Happy Halloween to all those who celebrate there. I'm your host, Josh, and with me, I got my co-host, Dusk.
Hey.
And we got a good chunk of movies, a lot of movies to discuss.
Yeah, we had a lot.
So a lot of movies to discuss there. And if we have a little bit of time, I don't want to go over 2 hours. So, but yeah, just let me know when it's about hitting 2 hours. It's just movie reviews and then some trailer reactions, and that's about it. And then I'll go ahead and raid somebody. Movie Night Extravaganza is on right now. For October, they did a month of witches. That's what they were doing. So they're reviewing the movie Weapons, which we reviewed a little while back. They're reviewing that right now. I have a cat named Whitney who's on right now. She's doing a stream there. This is her second stream tonight. She's a great creator there. For each stream she does in October, she dresses up as various different characters there. So she puts a lot of effort and hard work into her streams. She's very good. Dante's on right now. He's playing a horror game. He's playing Evil Within.
That's a classic.
Yeah, we reviewed a horror game. Sage and Ulysses from Rated M for Immaturity. They came on. They helped. They came on to review Dead Space 2. So they did that for October. They did that, and I was just playing Resident Evil 7. Actually, I was just playing that. First time playing it, so I was playing a little bit of it for Halloween as well. So doing a little bit of video game streaming there for that.
Nice.
I just recently beat Silent Hill 2, and we discussed that this past Monday. Loved it a lot. I think it's my favorite horror game. I don't play a lot of horror games though, but I think it's my favorite one ever. So pretty nice there. And Sage was telling me that apparently Resident Evil 7's got a lot of scary shit in it. It's the most, like, as far as pure horror game, Resident Evil 7 is pretty much that. Would you agree with that?
I would say Resident Evil 7 is definitely a back to basics for the Resident Evil franchise. And it does have some spooky moments. I would say funny enough, the VR demo, the demo they did initially was quite spooky.
Yeah. I think I remember playing the demo. I think I remember that. Yeah. Way back when. But yeah. So there's that. And upcoming streams there. I don't have any stream planned for Saturday, but Sunday I'm going to be doing a stream with Mike from Greyworks. We're going to review of Frankenstein. I'm seeing that tomorrow. I'm excited. I can't wait for that. That's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, the Moonstars. Good old Guillermo del Toro there. And he's doing that. So I'm doing that Sunday. Me and him going to be talking about that. And Monday, I'm going to be doing a stream with Sage. Speaking of him, I'm going to be doing one with him. And we're going to be discussing, let me pull that up real quick. If I can, I'll try to watch all Dragon Ball Daima in the time there, and we'll do a review of that. Also, speaking about horror stuff, Welcome to Derry. So it has a television series out right now. And it's 2 episodes in, so we're going to do our first initial thoughts on that. So that interesting there. He says it's kind of like Sage's Watch. He says it's kind of like Castle Rock, if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I saw a few episodes of Castle Rock.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I think I watched all of it. The second season I thought was better than the first one. I thought the first season was pretty dull, pretty slow. Then we're going to be doing Alien versus Predator there. Because we have Predator Badlands that's coming out next week. That's the big movie coming out next week there. Predator Badlands. So since that's a combination of both Alien and Predator there, we'll decide to do the team up movie there. When I was talking to Sage, he said that there's no real game that does that, like have the Predator and Alien team up, which is a shame. I thought there'd be maybe more games with that.
I mean, no, most of the time they're enemies.
Okay. Yeah. So, but doing that, so that's pretty cool. So doing that, and yeah, that's what we got. If you can join me next Friday, that'd be one of the big things that we're doing next Friday is Predator Badlands there. But what we got for today, we got After the Hunt. Did you see that or no?
I'm sorry, which one?
After the Hunt.
I did.
Okay, Good Fortune.
I've seen all the movies.
You've seen all of them. Okay,
Yeah, I've seen them all.
even Regretting You.
No, I didn't say regretting you.
Okay. Yeah,
Most of them. Sorry, most of them.
yeah.
Then.
Well, yeah. I mean, you saw basically 90% of them, so
Yeah.
that's an A. You still get an A for
Uh,
that. So yeah, we got all those movies there: After the Hunt, Good Fortune, Shelby Oaks, Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, Regretting You, and Begonia. There, we got that. So all that is on the docket for today. And like I said, if we can, there was trailers for Scream 7 and Stranger Things season 5, if people still care about Stranger Things.
mm,
Even though those kids are in their 30s almost, but hey.
yeah, they're getting up there.
Yeah. So yeah. Good stuff there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the notes for this. We'll start with I'll go ahead go Good Fortune. Yeah, get a little light first. It's got some comedy first there. So I'll go ahead and pull up my notes for this movie. Ah man. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Halloween? Are you a big Halloween guy?
I
Do
do.
you
I quite like the holiday.
Okay. Yeah. Do you go trick or treating with anybody? Family, nephews, cousins?
Nah. I usually just hand out candy to the trick or treaters.
Okay. Nice. Have you been doing that tonight?
Yeah, I did earlier.
Oh, any cool costumes you saw?
I did see one of the kids was dressed as Terrifier the clown.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I saw one on Twitter there. Some kid was dressed as like Ghost Rider, and his bike was all designed like Ghost Rider
Yeah,
bike.
that's really cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty nice. Yeah, I was like, that's pretty creative. That's always a good thing about the season is that get to see some real creative costumes there.
Oh yeah.
Which costumes are going to ruin people's lives? Which costumes are going to piss people off? That's always fun to see. Uh, this Halloween season. But yeah. All right, people. Let's get into this. All right, so our first review of the day is going to be for the comedy film Good Fortune. What is Good Fortune all about? Well, you have an angel in Keanu Reeves here. And who wouldn't want their personal angel to be Keanu Reeves? Everybody loves Keanu Reeves.
Most people do, yeah.
And that is basic. We say?
I said, yeah, most people do.
Yeah. Yeah, and he has this like lower level angel job where he basically just his whole purpose is just to remind people not to text and drive. Like he's there sitting in the back seat of people's cars, and then every time they're too distracted from looking at their phones, he gives them a gentle tap on their shoulder, touch on their shoulder, go like, "Hey, look at the road, dumbass." And then he saves lives doing that there, but he thinks it's kind of insignificant. He thinks it's kind of unimportant what he does. Then that's where it comes in Aziz Ansari, where he kind of is looking over his life and goes like, "My God, this dude is a fucking loser. He's having a real rough time where he's living out of his car. He's a part of the gig economy where he's doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and things like that. And when he's like really incredibly down on his luck, that he offers him a decision. He's like, well, you're working for this really rich guy and Seth Rogen, who ends up firing him. But he's like, what if I make you, switch lives with him? And then you'll get to see that him being super successful and rich and living in all this nice house, it's really not all it's cracked up to be. And you get to see how it really, how the other side gets to live there. So it's a classic kind of comedy switcheroo that we have here. You don't really get to see that, I feel like, too much nowadays anymore, that kind of aspect. But yeah, so that's what you got here. And then when they switch lives, they go like, yeah, the worlds get turned upside down. So Dusk, what are your thoughts on Good Fortune?
Um, this feels like did you ever see Aziz Ansari's Netflix show, Master of None?
Yes.
Okay, this is basically a movie version of it with the same styling, the same comedy, except Keanu Reeves is wearing angel wings. And he just kind of like guest episode just shows up and goes, "Hey, loser, maybe if you weren't, maybe if you change your perspective, things might change." And then in usual fashion, Aziz Ansari's character is so just not even willing to do that it ruins it all, and quote unquote comedy ensues. That's very much his style. His style is very wow, this guy's such a loser. What are you doing? And he gets rich so quick in this, and he's like, yeah, it's like the Prince and the Pauper almost, except realistically, it's like, why would I want to go back to my old life?
Mm,
And you're
yeah.
like, yeah, I get that, but also, yeah, you kind of like, yeah, you're like, you kind of shrug, you're like, yeah, Keanu, why would he? It's like, well, because the perspective in life isn't, that's not the hand you were dealt. That you got to make your own, you have to make your own effort and whatever. And then Keanu Reeves learns, Gabriel, his character's name, learns a lesson as well because he gets also some perspective. I just wish the movie was quicker on that and didn't waste as much time getting there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that long of a movie. It's only
No,
like an
it's
hour.
not. It just feels like it drags.
Mm. Yeah. Interesting. And this was, I mean, yeah, I watched Master of None. That was the Netflix show he had.
Yeah.
If you like, I guess that's good that you bring that up because Aziz Ansari, he did direct this, he did write it.
It has his
So
fingerprints all over it.
it has his fingerprints all over it. DNA is all in the movie
Oh yeah,
there.
really.
So if you, yeah, that's a good point. If you like that show and you like the humor of that show, the very much is kind of that similar humor that's brought here. And I think this cast, I think for the most part, really works. I think having Keanu Reeves, like I
Mhm.
said, as an
Oh yeah,
angel,
he's an asset. Like a Nicolas Cage is to any movie he's in.
yeah. And I think Keanu Reeves, this role works for him because a lot of people talk about Keanu Reeves acting.
Mhm.
And I think always Keanu Reeves' best roles is when he's reacting to things, like when he's in a completely kind of fish out of water
Mhm.
type aspect. I think that's when he really works because him being an angel and like you said, eventually, circumstances lead to him to not being an angel anymore,
Yeah.
and he kind of has that kind of like, whoa, I'm like human now, like
Yeah.
whoa, like this is what a job is, like he kind of has that aspect to him, so it adds to the humor of the movie, that you have a guy like Keanu Reeves, who I think works in that kind of thing. So you have that. And then the love interest in this movie is Kiki Palmer, who I always love Kiki Palmer and everything she's in. I
Yeah.
think she is a viable supporting player in this as well. And who is a person that also is having it rough in life. I mean, not as maybe
Kind
bad as,
of.
yeah, I mean, maybe not as bad as Aziz Ansari because he's living out of his car. Like
She kind of makes her own problems.
somewhat. I mean, she's trying to do better.
Yeah,
She's
like I
trying to,
get what. Yeah. She's trying to do better, but
she's trying to start a union at her job where she works at like a Home Depot, Lowe's type place. So
yeah.
she's trying to do that. So she's trying to do her best there to improve her situation. But yeah, so I liked it for the most part. I like the cast.
Mhm.
I think they got good chemistry. I think for the most part, when it needs to be funny, it is funny. You mentioned it kind of dragged. Did it just like you just weren't interested in what was kind of going on there? You kind of just
The
bored to
parts
miss
with
it?
Keanu Reeves to me. So what's ironically is the concept of the Keanu Reeves parts were the most interesting parts to me. I'm not very into Aziz Ansari's style of humor, and so whenever he's kind of on screen being Aziz Ansari, I'm like, all right, I've seen Master of None. What else? And
Mm,
then Keanu Reeves shows up. I'm like, oh, you actually have a solid premise. What if an angel found himself in the real world, kind of, which this already was done with the German film City of Angels, which got a remake with Nicolas Cage. So what if a angel became a human being, but it wasn't dramatic, but funny instead? Where it's like, wow, being human sucks.
yeah. And then yeah, because it also becomes kind of a buddy movie with Seth
Yeah,
Rogen.
like
And
that's where it comes a little bit more interesting. But they kind of don't dwell too long on that because by that point that happens, we're already halfway through the movie and we're kind of
yeah.
speed lining to the end.
Because like that's like the over midway through the movie, kind of
Yeah,
like
like
where they become
really
like a
late
buddy.
into it.
And I think that's some of the great stuff, like with them bouncing off each other too, like Seth Rogen and Keanu Reeves. That's some good stuff there as well. Like Keanu Reeves got to get a regular job because he goes like, Seth
Mhm.
Rogen gets a taste of what it's like to live on Aziz Ansari's life, and he's like, man, this shit is like hard, and I'm, just struggling to just make it by. So I like that aspect also as well of
Yeah.
it's just not so easy as just like, just get a job and just make money and then doing all that.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing has been more relatable than Keanu Reeves when he has his first job and he gets his first paycheck and goes like, "Wait a minute, where's all
Yeah.
my money? What what is this?" I think the guys he's working with, what was it, Enrique? I think was his name. The other guy he was working with him. He's
Yeah.
like, "Enrique, where's all my money?" I'm like, what did I did all this work for this? It's like, man, that's never been more relatable there.
Yeah. You feel
Having a
it.
scene like that. So I think, and also the overall message of the movie, and when it comes to the culmination at the end and everything, like I think this would be a great holiday movie, even though I don't think there's like a holiday
Mm.
season represented in it. But it's a decent. I think if you had this during like Christmas time, I think this would be a great kind of Christmas type movie.
I'm
Um,
getting Thanksgiving vibes.
yeah, Thanksgiving type vibes there. Um, so what would be your final thoughts rating here for Good Fortune?
Um, I'm gonna give it a low stream it.
Mm, okay.
Uh, I think it does its job. It does most of its job. I just wish it focused a little bit more on just honestly the buddy cop elements was kind of the more entertaining aspects and Aziz Ansari's lesson that he eventually gets to. You're like, yeah, I get that, like I do, but by the time it gets there, you just kind of go, all right, is this movie ending anytime soon?
Mm,
I
okay.
just I kind of I get what he's going for, and then there are the parts that work. They do. I just didn't. I just wasn't really into it.
Mm, okay. So just a low stream for you.
Just a little
Okay.
streaming. It's fine. It's a fine enough movie. I think Good Fortune. When it works, it's funny, and then when it doesn't work, it's just fine. It never made me like, oh man, this is terrible. It's not terrible. Don't think that this is. I guess it just wasn't for me.
Mm. Did you chuckle or did you?
I did chuckle at a couple moments. I'm not a complete lifeless husk that has no feelings or entertainment.
Not a complete monster,
I'm not a complete monster, despite what my costume shows.
huh? I give it just a decent tune in for me.
Yeah,
I thought it was enjoyable for what it was, and I think it had some good moments I laughed at that
mhm,
were chuckle worthy there. I let off a good couple chuckles in the theater. Um, and it didn't drag for me. I thought it kept a good pace there with it. And I think, like I said, a big part of a comedy is the cast working together. How well do they bounce off each other? I think they did that pretty well in it. Um, and I think that was pretty effective in it. So yeah, I really quite I liked it. I think it's and it's also not a huge big budget movie. Like you sometimes it's nice to have kind of these mid-budget movies out.
yeah,
There this not the huge blockbuster movie or a super low indie movie, but something kind of in the middle, like a decent kind of comedy out there, mid-budget comedy. So yeah, for me, I just give it a regular tune in for me.
that's fair.
So that was our thoughts review for Good Fortune. All right. Good stuff there. Good old Good Fortune. Let's have some more Good Fortune there. Um, I guess I was trying to segue into something there. I couldn't figure it out in time. All right, people, let's move on to our next review. Let me pull up my notes for it and we go ahead and get started on it. All right. Hopefully you feel better about this movie
Yeah,
here, Gus, as you talk a little bit more positively about it. Okay. All right, people. So our next review is going to be for Springsteen, Deliver Me Nowhere. Um, this is about the life and times of Bruce Springsteen, but a very specific point
yeah,
in time in Bruce Springsteen's life here. And Bruce Springsteen in this movie is played by Jeremy Allen White. People might know Jeremy Allen White, being the lead actor of The Bear. He's going to be in CGI Jabba the Hutt's son and the Mandalorian, so you get to see him in all his glory there. But yeah, so this is a specific time in Bruce Springsteen's life when he was creating the 1982 album Nebraska there. So it's kind of that. And this is where he's kind of like he's very famous now, but he's like on the cusp of becoming even bigger than what he already is. Where he's crafting his Born in the USA album, which of course people know that's becomes like a smash hit and everything like that. So he's like right on the cusp of becoming even bigger than what he is right now. But yeah, this is a more kind of quieter kind of portrayal there of this of his life there, narrowing in on that specific time in his life. He also is kind of throughout the movie, kind of with this album being a more personal, deeper album, really reflecting on his past and his life, and especially you see flashbacks of him dealing with his father in this, who in this is played by Stephen Graham there, and also him dealing with his label and the kind of the classic push and pull that they're doing with him. It's like, hey, we love what you do, and we feel like you're gonna make some more great hits for us. What else you got? Like, and he's like, okay, well, I got this really depressing, dark fucking album about my life. Oh, okay, that's cool. What about doing something a little bit more, a little bit more upbeat, and also, he has the thing with this album, Nebraska, where he's like, I don't want any press for it. I don't want to do any tours for it. I don't want to do anything media for it. I just want to just put out the album with none of that. And like, oh, okay. That's fucking crazy, but all right, let's see there. But hey, man, you're the boss. You're Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, absolutely,
Maybe
it is nuts.
maybe it'll work out. So that's kind of the new trend I see, like with these biopics now, where it's
Mhm.
like instead of encompassing a whole person's life, they'll just focus on maybe a few years in that person's life there, and they'll kind of narrow in on that for a more, I guess, tighter narrative. And especially since, I mean, we've talked about it before, a lot of biopics, especially the musical biopic, gets very tropey. It's very, tired now. The
Yeah.
rise, the fall, the rise again. That kind of is a little bit overdone. So they
I
try to
mean, it was so much to the fact that they made Dewey Cox,
Dewey
s
Cox, the walk hard story.
yeah, Walk Hard. That was a whole, movie making fun of the music biop.
Yeah. But what'd you think about this one?
I feel it's very paint by numbers. It's very it's not really a rise, it's a very specific situation, which they're actually doing a lot more instead of doing a like Johnny Cash, like from the very beginning, or James Brown from the very beginning of their life to a certain point to like near the end of their career. This one's like, all right, what was he doing when he was working on his sixth studio album, Nebraska? And it's he was struggling through a lot of his own issues, and people were making comments about that, and like, you're not going to promote your album at all. Please promote your album. No, I don't want to do that. Seriously, we're going to lose money on this. I know, I don't care. And I already did 5 other albums. I'm fine with that. And
Mm,
it's just all these other inner workings, everyone else trying to figure out what he's trying to do, and what he wants out of this because he's going through stuff, and then there's a lot of big expositions of no, he's not just healing himself, he's healing America and the things that they've been through, and it's just a lot of lofty dialogue, and you throw that all in, and then there's a couple of performances in here, one big performance, and then it ends, and Nebraska was released, and he went on to make 20 other albums, and he's one of the most successful artists of all time.
mm, yeah. And one of the because like a lot of these musical biopics, it's like what demons was this person dealing
They
with?
always got them demons.
Was it alcohol? Was it sex? Was it
Use.
drugs? Was it all three,
Yeah.
at the same time?
Yeah.
Here it seems like Bruce Springsteen, like his demons were and maybe still is depression. He was fighting a lot of depression in his life there and seeking help for that and trying to combat that, and especially combat that through music. And we see that kind of him working that out. So I like a lot of those moments in it. And Jeremy Allen White, I mean, he's a very good actor. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And again shows how talented he is, because I think it's a lot of him doing the singing for a lot of those parts, and he puts on his Bruce Springsteen voice there. I'm not I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I'm not like, I
Mhm.
don't know much about his life, or I haven't listened to all his albums. I've listened to a lot of the big hits and everything like that, and I like those. But I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like a massive Bruce Springsteen fan. But I think for the most part, at least for me, I think he does a decent job there at really capturing Bruce Springsteen and capturing kind of a little bit. It doesn't come off as parody or like a SNL sketch. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I thought his performance is strong. I think everything around is strong. I just think it's failed by its very conventional script, which isn't bad. It's just very paint by numbers.
Mm,
Uh, it's shot technically well. I think that's one of the best things I'll say about it. And if you're looking for an individual that kind of sort of looks like Springsteen when he was younger, more in the way he acts on stage and some of his mannerisms, I think they did a good job on that.
mm, yeah. What you think about the supporting cast here? You get some good supporting
Yeah,
actors in here.
I think everybody did their job fair enough.
Mm. You got Jeremy Strong, got
Yeah.
Paul Walter Hauser, who seems like this is his year. He's been in
Yeah, I
almost
know. He's been in everything.
like 3 movies or something this year. Like he's been in a lot of movies. Paul Walter Hauser there. But yeah, so he's in there. Jeremy Strong always is also really great in a lot of stuff he's in there. And yeah, so like you said, paint by numbers. Like even though like it's trying to avoid a lot of those biopic tropes, and trying to be this really deep personal story, it still is kind of like, okay, it's your very paint by numbers with nothing really spectacular happening here as far as the movie goes. And besides for the performances, there's nothing really wowing you really to this. Like it's kind of how I felt a little bit about like how you felt about Good Fortune that we just talked about. Like it kind of
Yeah.
drags.
Yeah.
I think at
This one especially drags.
certain points there. They also throw in like, he has like this love interest in the movie there, who, he's kind of meeting and dating there. Those scenes are okay. I mean, and then there's a moment where he, it's like, I can't be with you, because I'm just a tortured artist. And you know what I mean? I can't deal with you right now. And it's like this back and forth there with that. Yeah. I mean, I think like I don't know. I mean, if you were a big Bruce Springsteen fan, I don't know if this would really impress you that much, and this would be what you're waiting for. You know what I mean? To see his life dramatized on screen there. But I think I haven't been impressed by a musical biopic since maybe Rocket Man. I think Rocket Man was
Mhm.
the last one I really was very, very much impressed by what they did with that. And they made it where it was kind of like a musical where it was using his music to tell like his life, and they were kind of using it like that. And I like the way the structure, how they did that. And I forgot the director of that one. And I think you also bring up the James Brown one as well? Did
I
you
did.
also, and the James Brown one, what they do with that one is they do like those are treated like chapters,
Yeah. Like in a
you know,
book.
yeah, and it's like different sequence of his life, told kind of out of order and everything like that. Like him as a young boy, him as an old man, him in the middle of his successful career, and it's kind of like like you said, chapters of a book that's kind of bouncing back and forth between. Like, what did you think that this movie needed to maybe add a little something more to it? You think?
Uh, I would say honestly, probably cut back on a couple scenes, focus a lot more on the because a lot of it they focus on his some of his abuse and kind of traveling around local areas and explaining himself and a lot of this. You almost in a way almost I wish they almost kind of made him a little bit more larger than life in a way where you got to know aspects of him, but almost like you didn't need to get it as heavy handed as they gave it. Like I'm going through this, and this is what I'm going through, and this is so it's not as paint by numbers, and but that's it. But it's hard to do in kind of this kind of script because you're locked in such a very specific period of time. It's not a lot
Mm,
of wiggle room, you know.
mm,
I
yeah,
don't. I can't really. I can't really tell you at this time.
yeah,
Maybe in a couple days, maybe in a week, I could give something else. But
yeah. Um, I'll play a little bit of it here. There's
yeah,
like
go
there's
ahead.
a little bit of him like kind of singing there, and I think, like I said, I think for the most part it is him kind of doing the singing. I don't want it to be like our Elvis review where there was tons of people in the comments going like, "Did you know that Austin Butler was singing really Elvis?" Like, all right, bro,
Yeah,
calm
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
But here it is right here. So this is him doing "Born in the USA" right here.
Born down in a dead man's town. The first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been
Like he
beat
gets the
so
real
bad,
raspiness, the
it's
real
man
kind of
No,
like
it's quite well done.
yeah. So it is, quite impressive there. And like I said,
Yeah.
when they yeah.
Mhm.
And when they of course when everybody's listening to it, they're like, holy shit, like this is gonna be huge when they're
Oh
kind
yeah.
of doing it.
Born in
But
the USA was the album after Nebraska too.
yeah. So I think they were kind of like, well, since this is coming down the pipeline, we can maybe take the hit with Nebraska, which Nebraska did end up being very successful as well.
Yeah,
Uh
it was a surprise because they didn't think it would be. but it paled in how successful Born in the USA was.
Yeah.
Like Nebraska was good. It was a good hit, but Born in the USA blew up.
Mm.
And that was 2 years later.
So, Dusk, go be your final thoughts. Rating.
I think this is a low tune in. I thought it was fine. It was kind of paint by numbers, but if you enjoy Bruce Springsteen, this movie's not bad. And I got to commend the singing from the actor. Again, his mannerisms, the supporting cast, the technicality of the movie. It drags in certain areas, but it's not as terrible as some of the ones get. And we've had so many years of trying to do doing multiple musical biopics that eventually this one just kind of settles in a good middle ground where it's not too bad and it kind of does what it needed to do. You wish that maybe it could have been improved or better, but in the end, it's not really a disappointment. It's just not a full disappointment. It's just it's fine.
Yeah. So you give it a stream it, or was it?
I give it a low tune in. I'll be generous.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I just kind of like it's there. It's fine. It doesn't really super wow me in any certain way there. In terms of kind of what it was doing. But it's decent. If you want to, walk down memory lane with Bruce Springsteen and maybe his life and some of that moments. And I don't think a musical biopic, as far as when it's like in a format like this, you're not gonna get like the good in-depth, story of how he crafted these songs and how he really did it. I mean, they do some of that. They for example, they do like Badlands, like how he came up with that song, and like he was inspired by this TV movie there with what's his name? Martin Sheen, or yeah, I think that's his name. With Martin Sheen there. So you get a little bit of that, but if you really probably want, you probably won't want to listen to more like interviews or documentaries or something like that. But if you just want to have a decent time with it, maybe it slightly accomplishes that. But this is coming from somebody who's, like I said, just a slightly casual fan of Bruce Springsteen there. So for me, I give it just a stream it. For me, just a stream it. So a low tune in from Dusk and a stream it for me for Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. All right. Good stuff there. All right. Knocking out these reviews pretty good. All right. Oh, man. So you like the Born in the USA album a lot?
I do. I like it quite a lot.
Okay.
It's probably one of my favorite that he did. Although I'm partial, I believe that it's the third album. I think that was one he did in 79. That was where he did the Born to Run album.
Yes. Born to Run.
I enjoy that 75. One. Yeah, 75. I enjoy that one.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna pull up my notes for this. I feel like we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you there, Dust. We're gonna get you excited about one of these movies, man. You're gonna love one of these movies.
I can't wait.
we're gonna get you excited. You're gonna be hyped to talk about one of these movies. All right, people. So our next review of the day is going to be for the film Shelby Oaks. Shelby Oaks is the movie written and directed by YouTuber Chris Stuckman there. So Chris Stuckman, he did the talking, now he's doing the walking.
Yeah. After all these years,
film critic, now turned director. And he's out there, and this was big. I mean, national distribution with this. Executive produced by Mike Flanagan. Neon is also behind this as well. And Neon's picking a lot of great things right now.
They have.
So yeah, he's got a lot. So hey, shout out to him for that. Big ups to Chris Stuckman for that. What is going on in this movie of Shelby Oaks? Well, you got this woman, and this woman who lost her sister there. She was part of like this YouTube group there, because of course it's got to be something that revolve around YouTubers.
Oh, of course.
There, and then she was part of this called Paranormal Paranoids. There, that sounds like a Nickelodeon show. And they do like what a lot of these people do. They go to a lot of these haunted places searching for things, you know what I mean, doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing. And then the group of them were attacked and killed, except for one of them, her sister Riley, who went missing there. So it's been over 12 years, and you see that her sister there, who her sister's name is, I want to say it's Ruth. I want to say there, Mia. I'm sorry,
Mia.
I was way off. Mia.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right.
There, Mia there, who is she's still keeping hope alive. She still believes that she will one day find her sister, and bring her sister back home. And she's doing some investigating of her own. And then while she's doing that investigating, she's coming across with some kind of nefarious things and some horrible sightings there, as we see. But Chris, what are your thoughts here, man? I mean, fuck, I called you. I mean,
It's
Dusk.
all right.
What are your thoughts here on Shelby Oaks there?
So this movie had a budget between 1.4 million and 2.8 million. And it already box office so far is about 3.1. So just now, or at least this week, I should say, it's just eking briefly a project. And this is also kickstarted and crowdfunded beforehand, before it got picked up by Neon, and it was at Fantastic Fest this September. And in July, and then they re-edited it in September for the other Fantastic Fest. And I'm going to give this credit. It's not easy it's not easy being a creator. We sit and we do the show. We comment, we critique, and we make a lot of comments, and we're well-meaning in it, because we want to talk about what movies are great, what problems they might have, and what movies are not so great, and what problems they have, or what great movies, and why you should go out and see them. And I'm going to give this, it takes a lot of guts for Chris Stuckman or just any creator who's a critic, to make their own work. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes fails, but I give it kudos to the bravery of stepping up and putting your money where your mouth is. And I think for about 3/4 of this movie, he did a really strong job. That falters just kind of a bit near the last fourth in the ending. But I think, honestly, for a first directorial debut, this is solid.
Okay. Yeah. Like you said, I mean, big ups to him for doing it.
Yeah.
This is hard to do. I mean, it's hard to make a movie.
Absolutely.
And like you said, he crowdfunded it. Then I think he got an extra bit of money there from Neon and
And
them kind of
then they re-edited it, or took
reshot,
it, showed
reshoot.
it, and then they recut it.
Yeah. So that's tough there, to do all that. And I will say that, so I do admire him and appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm not one of those people that think that just because you're a critic, you can't become a filmmaker there. And some people think that maybe you can watch too many movies, and then those things that maybe you criticize, and you criticize at one moment, and then you end up doing yourself. Then you actually kind of end up injecting that into the film there, or into the project you're making. But with this movie, I think it suffers from maybe too many things that you already know before,
I can see that.
and not with a really interesting spin on it enough. Because like the trailer you just saw in the trailer here, like Blair Witch is one thing that gets brought up, and you feel in it. And hey, how's it going there, Neil? Bruce Springsteen's perfect Halloween movie. Oh yeah, man, absolutely, yeah. There. Well, I mean, it was kind of Halloween every night there, horror night for Bruce Springsteen when he was a little kid. It
Absolutely.
happened when he was dead. But you kind of feel that in it, like this movie, it's taken kind of bits and pieces from other different horror. Like you feel Blair Witch, with this kind of documentary style of filmmaking there with that, this kind of cam footage there with that. Then it kind of turns into, it's trying to be, seems like a little bit of like Hereditary a little bit there at some point. And it kind of changes up the different styles of it a little bit with that. You said you can kind of see that throughout the movie there. You can kind of see what's happening and what I'm describing there.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can see especially this movie definitely felt not like I'm going to change the elements, or I'm going to do a super surprise, but it did feel like an interpretation of a genre that clearly spoke to him, and he wanted to take his own spin at it, not in a manner that turns it conventionally. They're like, this isn't a long legs. This isn't like one of the like a really out there concept. This is more like a almost like an Incubus or Insidious or a movie that kind of feels familiar, but I think the technique that he did for the most part, he did the proper setups. He set up his characters. He set up certain parts. It gets a little complicated again. Why I feel it stumbles when you finally start getting some of the answers and the resolutions to the situation. I think he stumbles a bit at that end, but I think for the first 3/4, is it remarkable? A huge change? Am I gonna really think about it all the time? No, but I do think for the budget that he had, with the camera techniques that he utilized, which were very basic but very we've
Mm.
seen so many people who have way bigger budgets that don't even use half of like their skill set or don't even use proper dollies or proper zooming or in and out or proper editing here and there or proper direction for their actors. So I know that should be pretty obvious that you should have all those, but we've seen enough that that's not always the case. So I commend him for making that aspect. But I agree, it doesn't break conventions. But I don't think he was truly trying to. But it does lead to a very big sense of familiarity.
Yeah. And you bring up a good point with the shots. The movie looks good. I think
Mhm.
it does look good. And I think with the look of it, the atmosphere of it, I think he's good at that and good at setting the tone for that. I mean, some of the decisions, just some of the decision making and storytelling there, especially with the lead character of Mia, doesn't always make a lot of sense. And I guess you could always say that, well, she's distraught and
Yeah.
she's, still worried about her sister there. And maybe she's not in the right headspace for that. And I do like the lead performance there from the actors, Camille Sullivan there. I think she does a good job. And I like Riley as well. I think she also does a good job
Mhm.
in this. Um, and you have that, and you also got some actors who come in briefly, some big name kind of people there, or if you watch maybe a lot of film and television, you'll know them. Like Keith David shows up, like that was a big get, even though he's only in one scene in the movie. That's pretty good,
Yeah.
big get there. Michael Beach as well, who is also in this. Like they show up, like I think Michael Beach shows up a couple times. Keith David only shows up once, but I think he utilizes them very well, and I think they do a good job in this for the little bit they're in the movie. But yeah, I mean, where it kind of leads to and the conclusion of it,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like when it gets to the climax of the movie, this feels like almost like this would be the part of the midpoint of the movie where things would get really crazy, and then it's like, okay, you're waiting for like maybe something else to kind of maybe follow it
Right.
there with it. Like, you understand what I mean by that?
Oh yeah, no. I totally get you. And instead it kind of feels almost like a uh semi twist on Rosemary's Baby.
Mm, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Rosemary Baby there. That's another kind of influence there.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
oh no, you go. I'm sorry.
No, the implications of the horror in it, I think I did appreciate because when they go over the details of before that slight change and what's happened to Riley, and you're like, oh my god, holy crap!
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
that resolution, you're like, okay, this would be you have 20 minutes left in the film, and this is the near climax of the movie, and this should ratchet up, and
yeah,
instead it's kind of where it ends.
yeah. Um, and what happens is how she discovers what happened to her sister.
Yeah,
It's just like, I don't know. It feels like she just kind of stumbles upon it a little bit, and it just like
yeah,
all kind of perfectly laid out, and it's like, okay, well, here you go. It's like, well, we only got like 30 something minutes left. We need to we need to kind of like look at the watch, like, okay, we need to kind of wrap this up really. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think there's some things here, good things that was done with the performances, good things that were done with the atmosphere, with the setting of it, that you could kind of just go like, okay, I could see this, I could see you build upon it for maybe another movie. And I hope he makes another movie.
mm,
And I think that'd be very good there. I think you can kind of build upon that. And it's sometimes not all a lot of directors, they knock it out of the park the first time.
right,
Sometimes it maybe takes them a movie or two. And especially when you're first time doing it, you're going to maybe copy from the best or people that you love to really get a sense of how to do it and know what to, you know what I mean? This is
Yeah, yeah.
what I should and shouldn't do. And it takes a kind of trial run to do that. Do I think it's like awful? No, I don't think it's awful. Do I think it's the best horror movie of this year? No, I don't think it's the best horror movie of the year. I just think this is kind of like, it's just meh for me.
Mhm.
That's really about it. I don't really have any strong feelings of it, really, one way or the other. Um, and mm, yeah, but there's some enough maybe decent things to like about it that you maybe will slightly go like, okay, well that was interesting for me, there with it. But so I would kind of just give it a stream it for me. It's kind of just a stream it. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of follow where you are. I'm a little more positive on it, but I definitely see where you are. It again doesn't reinvent the wheel. Unlike what that trailer said, it kind of really doesn't fully get on the skin fully, but I think it hits the marks that it hits. It's going for, and just as it's ratcheting up to do more, it feels like it peters out. And some of the elements, like yeah, like some of the information that Mia finds out, you're just like, what? And of course, like any horror moment, you're just like, what? Why are you doing? But there was less of the why are you doing this, and that could be explained of yeah, you're just panicking, you don't know what the hell to do. But there are a couple scenarios like run, get the heck out of there. But that's you wouldn't have a movie if that wasn't the premise.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious to see if he'll do a sequel to this, but this feels like a one and done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Kind
but who
of.
knows? Uh, kudos again for him making the thing, and I think he did a solid job for his first time. I think this is a solid job. Um, I hope he learns lessons from the making of this movie and goes on to make a better one. But as is, I think he did a solid first effort. I'm going to give it a high stream it.
High streaming. Okay.
Yeah, high stream it. I think he it's not a perfect movie, and it's got a lot of flaws, but I think he did a solid job. I think it's you sit right at home and on streaming it at home.
Mm, okay, yeah. If this was on Shutter or something like that.
Yeah, if this was on Shutter, this would be a perfect Shutter movie.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, sitting at home watching it on Shutter.
Yeah,
So yeah, so two streamings
yeah.
for Shelby Oaks there. If you can catch it, I mean, I know Chris Tuckman's a big proponent of seeing it in the theater,
I agree. I
you
agree with
know.
him.
And if you want to, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who did crowdfund to it that go like, "Well, I feel now I gotta see it because I already paid my money.
You
Basically, I
should.
helped create this thing, so yeah, sure, I'm gonna go see it. I got an obligation to see it because I spent some money on it. But did you donate any money, crowdfunder, GoFundMe?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, you're not compromised, man.
No, I'm
Uh,
not compromised. I'm not
uh,
Stuckmanized. No, he hasn't done Stuckmanized in a while.
yeah. Oh, he doesn't do that anymore.
No, he's been, yeah, ever since as he's been trying to make this movie, and the last big thing I saw from him was when last year when it was Madam Web, and everyone had the review about Madam Web, but Chris decided to go and did a whole did a review not bashing the movie, but how the
The
producers and
movie,
people
yeah.
screwed over the cast and screwed over all this, and look at from the perspective of a production and someone who worked on it. And it's like I don't blame any of the actors. I don't blame any of this stuff. I don't even blame this. This is a production problem, and this is this, and this. And people are like, yeah, we get that, but we also know you're making a movie, so we also know you're sucking up to the production people because Sony, you're using Sony cameras. And
Mm,
so you're like, he's kind of like in the rock and a hard place. It was one of those situations like, Chris, it would have been better if you just didn't say anything at all.
yeah.
But
Well, at least it's better than Madam Web. This movie's
oh yeah,
better than Madam Web.
yeah. And you know what? You know if Chris Tuckman is smart, and I know he is, he's smart enough to make this. He should put on his poster. You can quote us right here. The Afternoon Tune. It's better than Madam Web. You can
Hey,
quote us, Chris. You can quote us. Put put our channel underneath it, and you can put that on your poster. Better than Madam Web.
at least it's better than Madam
Yeah, at
Web
least it's
there.
better than Madam Web.
So two streamers, Shelby Oaks there by Chris Stuckman. We
Mhm.
got Stuckmanized.
He against Stuckman.
All right there. Let's move on here.
Hmm.
Hey, thank you so much, Hunter. Thank you, man. I enjoyed your stream. Hunter there, he does a stream with a cat named Whitney there. They're together. And yeah, awesome. And he also dresses up there as well for his October streams there as well. Right there. What was the last thing you dressed up as, Dust? You remember? I mean, I know you're always a robot there, but
Yeah.
do robots dress up? Do they do that?
I mean, I'll give you a secret tip. If you use toilet paper and you wrap around and then you wear I don't know, a hoodie or something or something that covers a bit of you and you're covered in toilet paper, you did a really easy mummy outfit.
That's a good one. Low effort, just kind of mummy. Yeah. You could go as an angel. You could do the trench coat suit, be an angel, put some
I
wings on it.
could. I think the last costume I went with was oh my god, I think I did a Judge Dredd costume.
Okay, that takes a little bit more effort to do.
That did take some effort, but it was fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this quick solo review. Get this out of the way. and
Solo dolo.
we can do this real quick. I don't want to talk about this movie more than like 5 minutes, really.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. So just let me know if I go over.
No, I got you. I'll time you.
All right. Okay. So, our next review is I'm going to do a solo review for this movie. I saw it. Dust did not. He missed out on all this greatness with this movie.
I know that happens.
So I'm reviewing Regretting You. Regretting You is this YA movie here, starring Allison Williams, starring McKenna Grace there as well. It's also starring an actor we just recently saw there, if you remember him. We saw him in Black Phone 2. He also had How to Train Your Dragon that came out this year as well. Mason Thames there. So what is this about? Well, you got two families here. You got a family there that's with Allison Williams, who's a single mother who's raising McKenna Grace there, her teenage daughter. Oh no, she's not. I'm sorry, she's not a single mother. Sorry. Well, she becomes a single mother. But she raises her teenage daughter there with Scott Eastwood there. Then you also have this other family with Dave Franco there, and then Willa Fitzgerald. They have a baby. I think it's a boy. Baby boy.
Mhm.
And then a tragic accident happens where you have Willa Fitzgerald and Scott Eastwood's character. They die in a car accident, so it just
Damn.
completely wrecks this whole family there. Especially Allison Williams and Dave Franco, who are left to kind of pick up the pieces along with their young, along with her daughter, and then and everything like that. And it's that it was kind of weird because they kind of investigate. Wait, why were they together in the car? These two people, like, what was going on? Were they having an affair? So that's a kind of a big kind of point of that. So not only are these people's spouses dead, but it's like they may have been sleeping together.
Uh-oh.
So that becomes a big thing in this. And it's just kind of melodrama from there on out there about how do you kind of recover from this. Then with McKenna Grace, she's got her own like love story going on with her and Mason Thames there, teenage love. That's boring as fuck. That's not really interesting. The more interesting stuff I felt like was more the kind of adult stuff there with like how do you recover from finding out that your spouse cheated on you there, and especially since Willa Fitzgerald was Allison Williams, that was her sister. So not only did he cheat on with this other woman, but it was also her sister as well, and they've all been friends since high school. All four of them. And they met and all were together since high school. And so it's just kind of like a bunch of this dramatic melodrama going on with them crying and the friction between Allison Williams and her teenage daughter there, and going back and forth. And it's all the same tired trope stuff you've heard in all these other movies before. Her trying to be with the boy, and her saying she's grounded, and
Oh god.
and her stomping her feet and going in her room and all that. So it's all that stuff that you kind of have here. And it feels like no effort was really put into it, as far as it's like, and all of the dialogue is extremely corny. All of it is really, really super corny. I can only imagine you like this if you just are used to this, and maybe it's just like fun to see these type of movies, to see these type of kind of YA kind of movies like this about situations of this nature that is like just maybe fun to maybe laugh at, or maybe you're really young and you just want to see maybe McKenna Grace or Mason Thames, I guess. Maybe you just like the both of them and you just want to see them in something. Other than that, I can't really see anybody really being that interested in this movie quite a bit there. But so it has its audience, and then for its niche audience, it may do really well for that. But for me, I was like, hell no. For me personally, and this was directed by Josh Boone there, and he's done a lot of these kind of melodramatic kind of YA movies. He did The Fault in Our Stars, that was the movie with Shailene Woodley in it. He did that one as well, so he's kind of used to this type of genre with that. And what develops between Allison Williams and Dave Franco, I won't give that away, but that's kind of goofy in the way they kind of do that, and in the way they kind of figure it out. And also, all these things are very heavily telegraphed there about the whole situation, what happens between two characters, like the way they kind of set it up. It's like, okay, you telegraphing this a mile away so we can have more kind of context to it. But I mean, that's also very bad. So for me, I would just kind of give this it's a tune out, skip it for me. But I wouldn't even give it a stream it there.
Damn.
If you see the trailer for this and you go like, hey, this is hey, thank you, Hunter, for the subscription, much appreciated, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'll return the favor on your next stream there. But yeah, so if you see the trailer for this and go like, hey, this is my type of thing, and maybe you're laughing at the sappy moment, at the corny moments, and crying at the sappy moments, and all that, maybe then you go like, okay, well then maybe it is something for you, and maybe you can enjoy it there. So yeah, I just kind of give it a tune out. For me, like, it's really nothing really that is that memorable or special about this movie for me at all. I'll probably forget I saw it in another week.
Let's see.
So yeah, that was my thoughts there. Regretting You. I regretted seeing this movie. So there you go. They kind of set themselves up with that title. I mean,
yeah, they really did.
I mean, every critic is going to be doing that in their review there. What a regretful movie. There. So it's like, man, get a cane, pull their ass off the stage. So yeah, that's what we got. All right. So we did that. Very good there. All right. Do this next one.
Yeah.
And we'll there. Maybe you'll love this one, man. Maybe you'll enjoy this. I think we've been negative all night. We haven't, well, I gave at least good fortune a tune in. I mean, I gave it a tune in there.
Yeah.
So I was positive about that one. But Dusk, he's treating this like it's Christmas age. He's the curmudgeon. He's the Scrooge right now.
It hasn't helped with the movies we've seen.
Yeah.
Hey, I gave Chris Stuckman's movie it's fairly positive.
High streaming. Okay, that's true.
High streaming. It's not bad.
All right, people. So, our next movie is a movie that both of us did see. So there's that. It is a movie After the Hunt. After the Hunt is the latest Luca Guadagnino movie there. We just recently saw his work there a couple of years ago, or it was actually last year, where he did Challengers, and we both reviewed that. And I like Challengers. I like that movie quite a bit.
It was his most digestible movie he's made.
Okay. Yeah, and he's also big for doing Suspiria, Call Me By Your Name. A lot of people love Call Me By Your Name. I don't think I've seen that one. A lot of people love that one. I did like his Suspiria movie. I didn't like that one. And,
it was for a remake of a previously very cult following movie, the 70s version. That one was a very different interpretation of it. And that actually worked out in his favor because it was so different, or similar but different, that it's like, oh yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah. So I did enjoy what he did with that. In this new movie he's doing, After the Hunt, what is this about? Well, you have a college professor who's Julia Roberts there. And then she has a young pupil, a mentee there by the name of IOW, who plays Maggie in this, who's her star kind of student there, who always follows behind her, always is kind of with her there, great friends with her. And she also has another great friend of hers who's played by Andrew Garfield, who plays Hank there. So an incident happens when they were leaving a party that she hosted, and questions kind of come up of sexual assault there. Did Andrew Garfield's character, did he do something to Io Debris? It kind of a little bit plays with that question there a little bit. And then in the middle between these two people who she has a very close relationship with the both of them, is you have Julia Roberts there, and she has a reason there to somewhat maybe take Io Debris' side more than Andrew Garfield's side, not only because, this is one of her, kind of favorite students there because she kisses her ass so much and she likes the admiration and praise, but also because she's going against Andrew Garfield's character because they're running against each other to see who's going to receive tenure at their school. And the school that it's very much prominent, it's
Yes,
Yale. Which I typically in a movie like I feel like that's kind of big because typically in a movie like this they would never like say the school is just like some random prestigious university that you don't know. But here it's like no, it's Yale. Like people are wearing Yale shirts and sweaters and everything like that. So yeah, this movie kind of calls into question. Some people are calling this like the Me Too type of movie here. Very much that like a commentary on that, a commentary on cancel culture. All various things.
There's very much elements of that in this.
Yeah. So, what's your thinking, man? What's your thoughts? Hunt.
I like the idea of it. I like the ambiguity of it because in the very beginning of it, Julia Roberts plays Alma, who is this respected professor at Yale. Both her and her best friend Henrik, who's played by Andrew, also known as Hank. And this incident happens at a very crucial time, conveniently at a very crucial time. And Alma's kind of stuck in a hard place because initially when Maggie tells her, "Oh, this totally happened and this happened and you got to believe me." And there's this immediate distance with Alma. Very, very much already. And that pushes Maggie away, and she gets very frustrated that she just doesn't immediately glomp and just totally, I absolutely believe you. We're totally going to get through this situation. She very much treats it as I hear you. I understand you. We have to be careful on this. Did you file anything? What's going on? She's very procedural or anything like that. And then that's not good enough. And that sets up the whole dominoes that affects Hank and then affects her. And then because of her reaction or her lack of the reaction, she starts getting pushback. Maggie tries to enter into Alma's life, and then she starts going back and forth. And on top of all this, Alma is suffering from medical issues, so she's also dealing with, and her tenure is at risk at a certain point. And so it's all these elements, and all those aspects are interesting. And I think Julia Roberts absolutely does a fantastic job in this. I think she does a wonderful job, along with Andrew Garfield. I mean, who's already a very talented guy, but I think they're the two standouts.
Mhm.
And then by the end of it, it just kind of goes, yeah. And then it's kind of over.
I like it funny. You just go, yeah, and just kind of ends. Yeah. Like, well, I mean, what did you really say here? And I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's like we talked about some of the ideas and themes of this movie there. And I feel like it's kind of like one of these movies that we've talked about before, where it's kind of like this mismatch of all this different ideas, but not a real clear focus of anything. Like you're trying to talk about this serious subject and trying to discuss it, but it just comes off as clumsy, really. And I feel like that's kind of the big thing about this movie. It just feels like it's kind of just clumsy in a lot of the ideas that it's trying to tackle. The stuff with Io Debris, even with her, she's kind of like compromised in a way, and it very much kind of plays with your expectations of things, and I think a movie that better did that have you seen that movie Tar with Cate Blanchett?
Yes, I have.
Now
that did it better in some elements.
Tar with Cate Blanchett did this concept much better, where it's, she's the powerful woman in the scenario that, normally a man would kind of be in this kind of situation. Normally you're so accustomed to seeing a man in this situation, but it's a woman who has this kind of power there. And I think that did it a lot better. That concept of kind of cancel culture and kind of ruining your life to some degree there, or having all this kind of problems there. I think that kind of did it much better. And it's a great movie. It's, if anybody's ever seen it, nobody's ever
I would
seen it.
recommend it.
Highly recommended. And then also, I'm gonna also throw a horror movie in there as well. That came, and I'll try to find the name of it real quick. But it's a movie, I think we reviewed it together very recently there. And I'll pull up the name of it. But it was that serial killer movie. If you remember the name of it, with the man and the woman. If you remember the name of it. But I'll look for it on my end. But that also did it very well as well. That really wasn't so much about cancel culture. That was about expectations, again, about playing with things that, as an audience, their expectations of kind of what you see. And then, like I said, with Io Debris, her being a woman in this situation, and Andrew Garfield being the guy being accused, how much do your perceptions and your bias play into part there of this? And then even with Io Debris' character, she's kind of compromised, because did she cheat on her thesis paper? Did she do that? Did she not do that? Her family, yes, she's a black woman in a predominantly white school, but also her family's incredibly rich, and her family gives all this money to the school. So she's not, such in a limited position as far as privilege wise because of that. So she's not maybe all the way a victim, or maybe she is, maybe it's not. It tries to kind of broach those things and tries to kind of do that, but I think it ends up kind of falling on its face a lot, and doesn't explore these things in a real interesting manner at all there. You mentioned Julia Roberts. I like Julia Roberts in this to a degree. I think the performances are decent given what the script is, really. I mean, they're working with the best they can. Again, a lot of the dialogue they say is so kind of corny and so kind of lame in some spots there, about having these kind of conversations about the sensitivity of younger people, and all you younger people are so triggered and all this. It's like, okay, all right. And I thought that was kind of a little annoying there. It just feels like you're taking Twitter dialogue and you're putting it into a movie there with not any real good outlook on things. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, that's the biggest concern is it handles all these different ideas, and a lot of them are interesting. But I think my biggest problem with this movie is the resolution is not there. It just kind of stops, and then
Mm.
it ends in like in a weirdly just kind of situation, like where one person ends in like a much better situation than the other person, even though it seems like the other way, and you kind of go, so what's the end result? And I get what the movie's going with. The movie's going with basically there is no, it's like a level of accountability. It's a level of accountability. Julia Roberts' character absolves a lot of herself of accountability, but she holds on to it very deeply, and she feels a lot of guilt on things, but she keeps things very close to the chest. And then eventually it all comes to light, and then she uses that vulnerability, that thing she doesn't want to talk about or even acknowledge, and then uses that to get her way back into good graces. But it's in like in a weird way. She had to sell the vulnerability of who she is and something she deeply regrets to use and cheapen it to get where that she is. While the other individual, she just ruined people's lives, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna have a career after this." And I'm just like, that's the takeaway. Maggie has no remorse for what she's done. Absolutely
Mm.
none. For all the things that goes through, Maggie basically just goes, yeah. Uh, well, whether like it, we're in the movie, we don't quite ever really get a full answer of like, well, did Hank do something? And
Mm.
then by the movie standards, it mostly goes no, but the movie also goes, but it doesn't matter whether he did anything or not. Maggie will never tell the truth.
Interesting.
Like that's the real conclusion to it, is it doesn't really matter, because the person who won it, she used that to get into a position she otherwise. Did she cheat on her paper? Probably. Did she use her position of vulnerability to get what she wanted? Probably. Does she then later chastise Julia Roberts for using a vulnerability to reignite her reputation and keep her alive? And she's like, yes. She calls her on her vulnerability and goes, but you're not really happy, are you? You're just pretending to be happy. You're not really happy. And Julia Roberts just stares at her because Maggie is like a weird reflection of what she is.
Mm.
But it's like an outward reflection of like a narcissistic individual who used her vulnerability and situation is like wearing it. And Maggie is too young to realize eventually she's going to end up just in Julia's situation. Her secret and her vulnerability, 20 years or 10 years or 5 years are going to come back to bite her. And she's not going to be able to save herself. But she's too young, so she's riding high.
Yeah.
But mostly this movie is about like the power, if I may get a bit philosophical. This movie's definitely angle to it is the power women have in a social dynamic. The absolute power they have in a social dynamic of what they have and what society views. Because if you reverse the genders of what this party did, none of this would happen. There would have been far more fallout. But because they're women in positions, nothing's going to happen. Julia Roberts her character had to become extremely vulnerable in this movie and had to have it basically released, not to her whim, for her to eventually reutilize it, confront it, and reutilize it to her benefit. And you get this feeling, at least from my perception, that she hated herself for doing that. But it was like a necessary evil to get back her position that she needed to be in to continue her life. Notice she never talks about her husband after that point, too. They're only talking about themselves. They're only talking about this because it's a duel. It's a duel of perceptions.
She asked about, like, are you still married? She asked about that.
Yeah, and she dodges it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're saying there.
Because this situation reminds me a lot of the what's that movie? Where this young girl lies about her sister's boyfriend, or he's about to go to war, and
was that like Atonement?
Yes, Atonement. Yeah, Atonement. And she lies, and then she makes up this whole thing. It's a spoilers for that movie, but it goes through a whole thing, and then in the very end, people ask, "So did it happen that way or whatever?" And she goes, "No." Like it ended up in the worst scenario possible. And me making this book is me trying to make up for being a cruel, evil person, and it's never going to be enough. I ruined their lives, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. But Maggie hasn't reached that point, or is too narcissistic and focused on a career to notice that she's left a ticking time bomb in her own life.
So you firmly believe that she was making it up?
Oh, yeah. From the way the movie is presenting it, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't think Hank is absolved for certain actions. I think he put himself in certain scenarios. And he put himself in a situation he should have put himself in the past, I would say. But I do think she was making it up based on the evidence that they gave in this movie. I might be proven wrong, but there is a lot of vagueness. There's no concreteness. And at the end of the day, where's the proof?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what the movie, I mean, it was trying to play with it of like, did it happen? Did it not happen?
Yeah.
All these characters are compromised in some sort of way there,
Right.
because like, as I mentioned, Julie Roberts with trying to pursue tenure. So she's got maybe is going to lean more to Io Debris side because like, hey, I want this job. I want to get tenure, Io Debris got reason to lie because they caught her maybe cheating on her paper. So she can get expelled from school and everything. Like her life would be ruined if that happens. So she's got a reason to maybe lie. And then the person that initially caught her was Andrew Garfield's character.
Yeah.
So she's got a reason to maybe make up this story about what happened between them. Then, but there's some information that gets revealed about Andrew Garfield, the way he kind of interacts with people in certain ways, especially Julia Roberts' character is like, I don't know, maybe you did do it. Like I mean, it's trying to play with it, it's trying to be vague.
Trying to play with it, but at the end of the day, there's no concrete end to it. We never get too much extra details about it, and we're only given what we're given. But based on what we're given and how Maggie handles it at the end, leaves me very deeply suspicious.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and Strange Darling, that's the movie I was thinking of.
Strange Darling.
That movie, horror movie that played a lot with kind of expectations and what we're kind of expecting when seeing that gender dynamics. And I think that movie also did a good job at that, better job than this movie, I thought. And one thing about this movie also, I forgot to mention this. So much like, because didn't they also do the score for Challengers, Atticus Ross? And
yeah, that soundtrack was from Challengers was not great though. It felt very off.
Yeah, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. Now, we talked about it in Challengers when we reviewed that movie. Like, I liked it. I just thought it came in at the weirdest fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, it just came in at really...
Like, if you took the soundtrack by itself, you're like, okay.
Yeah. But it would be like just dialogue scenes of people talking, and then boom, this big-ass soundtrack would come in and be like, wait a minute, I'm trying to hear them talk. Like, what are you doing?
It's too boring. Put in the soundtrack.
In this movie, maybe it's because I came in with a headache or something like that, because I had a headache going into the movie. The soundtrack in this movie annoyed the fuck out of me. And after the hunt, I was like, oh my God. Especially, and they do like this thing where it's like this loud ticking clock sound in this movie, which is, I mean, that's also like a lot of things in this movie, like so on the nose of like, time is running out, you know what I mean? Ticking clock, like, what are you gonna do? And then like, this is maybe the worst music they've done for a movie, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, I've ever heard. This is probably the worst one. I mean, this was just terrible for me. What did you think about it?
I agree. There were moments where I was just going, what are you doing? I don't know what is it with him. Ever since Champions, he's just been like using really odd soundtracks, or just especially moments to have music. This movie could have had mostly non-music, and I would have been okay, that's fine. But then it would come in at like Challenges come in the strangest times. You're like, what?
I absolutely hated it. I did not like it at all.
I would have preferred it. Like, no, if you're gonna do that, just give no soundtrack.
And like, there's moments like a piano that sounds like a cat jumped on the fucking piano, where you know what I mean, like that scene in horror movies where cats jump on it. Like, there's like these weird piano key notes, and I was like, oh shit, like that sounds terrible. But yeah, again, that's also supposed to have a thematic kind of thing in the movie of like this dread or tension in the movie, because it's listed as like a psychological thriller. That's what it kind of is there. You know what I mean? So it has that kind of going for it. The only, I think, psychological shit it was trying to play was making people think this is a good movie. That's the only shit that I was trying to do. But I think this, like I said, kind of a mess of a movie. There's some good actors in it that are trying to do best, but I think kind of material. And I can kind of see what it was kind of going for there, and in a way of, like I said, that could have been pretty good. And we didn't even really mention the husband too much. You mentioned the husband before in the dialogue, but Michael Stuhlbarg, who's in this, who he's very sassy in this. He plays Frederick. He
just straight up says like, I don't like Maggie or Hank. They're boring.
Yeah.
The only reason I allow them around you is because they basically worship you. That's literally the only reason I allow them to be around. I don't give two figs about you and your life, but I do. They seem to please you and your ego, and that's why I tolerate them.
Yeah. And then you also have Chloe Savini, who's also in this, who's a fellow professor at the school there.
Who has her own problems.
Who has her own problem. And for some reason, she's dressed like Uncle Fester from Addams Family for some reason. Yeah, so she's got her own kind of problems there. And I mean, again, and then there's like, they do this a lot in the movie, like scenes of talking about cancel culture. Like they're sitting at a bar, and like I think it was the Smiths or Morrissey or one of them plays or something. It's like, oh, I can't believe you're playing this song at this bar. And and they're talking about like all these, because she's a therapist, she's a counselor for the school, and she's like, all these kids come to her with her problems, and it's like, oh, they've got everything handed to them. It's like, okay, all right. So yeah, for me, I just kind of give it a low stream it for me, like
Mhm.
kind of bordering on to skip it maybe. What about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this the lowest low stream it, bordering on a skip it.
Mm, yeah.
I
So
like the ideas. I just wish it was executed better.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe he needs to take a little bit of a break. Luca,
Maybe because he's losing some steam.
yeah, had a movie come out last year. Had a movie come out this year. You know,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, maybe he needs to take a little bit of a break. Yeah. So yeah. All right. I think didn't he dedicate this movie to like Woody Allen or something? Like, or he talked about Woody Allen and said relation to that. I think.
Oh
Talked
my
about
god, that actually makes way more sense now that you say that. This
like
does
he,
like a cheap Woody Allen movie.
like about the cancellation of Woody Allen or something like that. It's
Oh,
like,
Woody Allen canceled himself with his
yeah.
act.
So
Come on,
yeah.
man.
So yeah, it says Luca Guadagnino explains how Woody Allen inspired opening credits of Me Too themed
Mhm.
After the Hunt. There, so it says that with the Variety article. This is that right there. Uh, it says, yeah, he chose to evoke the aesthetic of Woody Allen films, formatting the actors' names in alphabetical order on one card and accompanying the familiar typeface with an old jazz standard. So did a little bit of that there.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so yeah, our thoughts on After the Hunt. Yeah. All right. We got one last one here,
Yeah.
and that's it. There, making good time. Making good time.
Yeah, we're actually making pretty solid time.
Yeah, I said not more than 2 hours. We're coming about an hour and a half. So very good. Still good people on.
Yeah.
Still good people on. The Chill Spot, he's on right now.
Oh, okay.
He's watching The Crow right now, I think.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah. Love The Crow.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace to Brandon Lee there.
Yeah, rest in peace. Legend.
All right. Let me pull up my notes for this. Let me go ahead and get started.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. This is a guy, he's been working a lot too. Yorgos Lanthimos. He had a movie.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
He's been working a lot.
Crazy ass dude.
Kinds of Kindness last year, the year before that, Poor Things.
Oh yeah, no, he's been banging this out. Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer. He's been banging this stuff out.
Yeah. All right, people. Our last review of the day is going to be for the film Begonia. Begonia is a movie directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. Yorgos Lanthimos, people might know him from such things as Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness there, The Favorite, Critical Darling, Yorgos Lanthimos is there. I love Poor Things a lot. It was one of my favorite movies of the year when it came out there. I thought Kinds of Kindness, we did a review of that last year. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a little bit of maybe of a step down from Poor Things there, but Poor Things, I mean, it was winning all these awards, doing super well. They're hard to kind of repeat that with that, but I thought it was somewhat interesting here. And he's got another little interesting movie out right now called Begonia. What is Begonia about here? Well, in the movie, you got Emma Stone, who's this huge pharmaceutical CEO there. She girl bossed all the way up to the top there. She runs this powerful kind of major company there. And is it pharmaceutical or is it like just like a bio?
No, it's a pharmaceutical specifically.
Yeah, pharmaceutical. Okay. And then so yeah, and she's this super wealthy, powerful woman there. And then one of the people that's works in like a factory of hers there, shipping there, just packaging boxes there under one of her companies. You have Jesse Plemons who plays Teddy there. Who Teddy has this idea that his CEO of the company he works for there is an alien. And he kidnaps her, shaves her head, which is a cool thing they were doing with this movie. If you were like, I guess, some influencer or something like that, critic who got to see this movie early, you had to have shaved your head to go see the movie. There, so they were kind of doing that with it. But yeah, he kidnaps her, shaves her head, and holds her against her will to make her her tell him that she is an alien, and then where is her spaceship? Where is it? What's the aliens' plan for the human race? And then accompanying him also, he has his cousin in this is his first movie. I think this is his acting debut here. You have Aiden Delbus there, who plays Don there, who's in this. Yeah, and then so you kind of have that in this. This movie kind of delves into a lot about conspiracy theories, misinformation. Those are kind of the main kind of concept of this movie, just humanity in general there. Dusk. What were your thoughts, Begonia?
Well, this is originally a 2003 South Korean film called Save the Green Planet. This is a remake of that. Pretty much the same screenplay, same story, same black comedy thriller aspect to it. Very absurdist. I think everyone gives a strong performance. I think everyone's this is, I'm just going to say this before anyone goes into this movie. This is very much a absurdist kind of a movie. This is very well. The movie trailers give it off as being much more of a thriller, and there are thriller elements in this movie, but it very much is a black comedy. A lot of elements of this is meant to be satirical, making fun of. There are, of course, the tense moments in it. And then it has an ending that completely throws everything that was in this movie out and has an absurd ending that, contradicts everything that was built up to that point, all the tenseness. It doesn't remove it completely, but it does throw it out, which I think I can't believe I'm saying this. The South Korean one, I think, did better treating the tenseness, or at least treating it a bit more seriously, and then completely also threw it all out for the ending. The ending for both are very similar. So if you're I don't want to spoil too much with this movie, because the less you know about this movie, the better. But just go in knowing it's very, it's not what you expect it to be. That'll be for some people. Others, it won't. I will say, for a Yorgos Lanthimos movie, I can see exactly why he was attracted to this movie. This is very much up his alley of weird, slightly existential, but also comedic tone that he has done with a few of his movies. But he also takes a lot of the thriller aspects from Killing of a Sacred Deer and certain, I think,
Favorite.
Yeah, The Favorite. I was about to say, The Favorite. So he kind of combines all his different stuff for this, because this movie requires a very tiptoeing of the line between comedic moment, but also, oh yeah, no, horrible things are happening in this, and you got to treat that seriously. But then also to have one of the craziest what the heck ending on that, and just go, yeah, and just kind of shrug, and that's the end. Where I think it worked a bit better in the original, because it had those darker elements, and they were a lot darker. You kind of could feel that tone a bit better. With this, it kind of treats this more as a thriller. So when that ending happens, you just kind of go, what? But it's still there. The elements of it are still there. What did you think about it?
Yeah. So like I said, with Kinds of Kindness, which was like an anthology film, so it was like 3 stories in kind of one movie there. I thought it was all right. Like I said, it was a little bit of a step down from coming off the amazing Poor Things, what he did with that one. But I still think it had some good comedy in it, also some dramatic stuff going on in it, the weirdness we've come to expect from Yorgos Lanthimos. And then with this one, the Begonia, I like it better than Kinds of Kindness there for me. I think it had good, strange moments in there. And like I said, kind of has that good bite to it as far as the, like, yes, terrible things are happening, because there's some horrific things in this as well with this. But there's also slightly, dark comedy moments in this that are also work really well, and what's happening there. His frequent collaborators, we've seen now that he's worked with them 3 times in a row now. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, in the movies there from Poor Things on. They do a really great in this as well there. And the playing in this kind of absurdist type world there, and the movie really plays with, is she an alien? Is she not an alien?
Yeah.
Like putting you kind of in that shoes of what Jesse Plemons' character is, who is this, typical kind of guy when you imagine crazy kind of conspiracy theorist guy, lives in the middle of nowhere, he's with his, cousin there, and he's got this greasy hair. He kind of works a little bit of a low level job there, and how he just kind of is just sucked into this world. And especially since, we hear tons of stories about that all the time of people who, get sucked in these online like pipelines, and then they start, going from the moon landing was fake all the way up until, inject yourself with bleach, all the way up into that. So it's just like that pipeline. He kind of represents that in this, and I thought that was kind of very good there, that it plays with that. And how do you think the movie dealt with a lot of the themes of kind of what it was talking about? Do you think it handled? We just talked about the movie After the Hunt, where we just feel like that we thought that they handled the themes very
Mhm.
in a sloppy manner. Do you think this does a better job at executing what it was trying to say?
I think in some ways it does, but I think in other ways, I think in order to make up for those themes, it leans far more into the, as I said before, thriller elements. But when it comes to the comedy, it's a lot. It's more in the body language and the slapstick. I wouldn't even say slapstick, but just in a like, oh, and you're collapsing. Oh, and this scenario happens, or like a really awkward laugh will come in. A lot of his awkward laughs, because this movie's built on awkward tension, and tension built on paranoia. But then there'll be some genuinely kind of like quirky black comedy elements to it that kind of have levity. And it's a very difficult thing to do. This is a very difficult kind of movie to make, because if you're not precise in any way of this, then this whole movie falls flat. And I think for the most of the movie, I think it works fairly well. There's some missteps, of course, but I think he does the best he can with it. And I think if there anyone was going to do this type of movie, Yorgos was like the only one.
Mm. He was the only one can get as weird.
Yeah,
As the
pretty much. This
yeah.
movie is weird. And if you think this one is weird, we'll see the original one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of him. I don't want to just to be kind of racist because I'm thinking of him because it's Korean and it was a Korean movie there. But I feel like Bong Joon Ho, he could probably have done a really good version of this.
He's unique in that sense that he probably could. He's made The Host, and he's of course did Parasite. I think he's also he's one of the individuals who could, but outside of that immediate yeah film industry in South Korea, there's a couple of like South Korean directors who could do it as well. But I'm talking outside of that in main Hollywood, Yorgos is like in quote unquote Hollywood, Yorgos is like the only one
Mm,
that could get as weird as this needs to be if you're going to do a script adaptation of this work.
yeah. So I did like that. I did like where it went there. And you can't, I was talking to there's some people who, I came out of the movie with and go like, that was a weird fucking movie, wasn't it? And they're like, yeah, I mean, and say, hey, that's a good movie. It's like I didn't think that, that was the case of what happened at the end, that was going to be the end. And I think that's a sign of good. Sometimes, people watching a movie and go like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen at the end. And it keeps you, anticipating what is going to happen and keep you invested the whole way through. And I think this movie does a good job at that, and keeping you invested in that way. So I did very much like that about that as well there. And like you said, it's best to go in this movie cold. You know what I mean? Not know many things about it there. Hell, don't even see this review before you see the movie. Just go to the movie if if you can. If you see some people talking about it online, maybe just go like, hey, don't look at a trailer. Just go straight to the theater and go see it there. I think it works best for that experience. Yeah. I quite enjoyed this a lot. I'd give it a strong tune in for myself. What about you?
Yeah, actually, overall, I'd probably say this is a strong tune in, because again, all those elements have to work, and I think he did a solid job. I think I actually enjoyed this more than I did. I'm I definitely enjoyed it over his last one, kinds of kindness.
Mm.
I think he hits the balance a bit more on it, and it's more absurdity. Uh, I overall the movie itself, even the original one, wasn't super partial towards, but I think for what the screenplay he was going to adapt, I think he did a very solid job doing and adapting it in his style, still having his style, but adhering to it. And I think that's the hardest thing to do is adhering to someone else's work, but also making it creative in your own spin as well.
Yeah. So high tune in from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna give it a solid tune in. I think it's a solid tune in. I'm gonna echo you.
All right. I think this has been the most positive we've felt about a movie.
Yeah, I think this may be the most positive we've been about a movie.
Yeah, we closed it out on a W. We closed it out on a good one. So 2 good tune ins for Begonia.
If you see nothing else, this lineup that we had, Smorgasbord, I would recommend, go check this one out. I hope Shelby Oaks goes to Shudder and they give it a nice spotlight. But if you get it and you can get it in a quick showing of it, I think you'll at least enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. Also there. And so Ari Aster was at one point he's a producer on this. You think Ari Aster could have directed this? He's a producer.
Oh man. Maybe primetime Ari Aster probably could have done this.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our review of Begonia. And somebody told me what that meant. I didn't know what the title meant, but somebody informed me of that there with it. Did you already know what it meant?
Once I kind of saw once I watched the original one and then saw Begonia, I had a guess of what it meant.
Okay.
Yeah. People don't look it up before, look it up afterwards. It'll explain the title more.
Yeah.
Because it kind of spoils things.
Don't want to get spoiled.
Nah.
Nobody wants spoiled milk.
Nope.
Yeah. So that was basically it for the reviews. We just got these 2 trailers, and then that's it.
All right.
And yeah, like I said, we do this under 2 hours, man. We're professionals.
Doing it long enough.
Yeah, pretending to be for Halloween, professional. This Halloween, dressing up. All right. So the 2 trailers we're going to discuss is Scream 7, and we're going to do a trailer reaction for what was that other trailer that came out? Stranger Things season 5. That took 8 years to come out.
Took 8 years, and they all look like adults.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the new Scream movie that's coming out in 2026. A lot of controversy around this movie due to all the stuff that happened with the other actresses because they fired Melissa Barrera. I think I covered that already on a different video there because of what she had to say about Palestine and Gaza there. And then Jenna Ortega, I think in solidarity with Melissa Barrera, also dropped out of the project. So she also fell out of it. So that's kind of left them scrambling of like, what are they going to do with the cast and how they're going to make another one of these Scream movies? And they decided,
it's a fair question, you know?
And they decided, well, fuck it, let's go back to the old people again. And that's where you have Neve Campbell, who's returning there, which she was in the last one, right? Like in a brief cameo.
Very brief, yeah.
A little bit of it. She kind of showed up a little bit in the more than like an extended cameo in the last one. And then Courtney Cox has been a part of since the reboot. She's been a part of it since the reboot movies they've done. But here they're going to be the main focus. So it looks like in this one. So I have not seen this trailer. So I like to come in these something I react fresh, just eyes fresh, mind fresh with this their initial reaction. So here we go. This is Scream 7.
This is it.
Can't believe we're staying at the Psycho Killer B&B.
Oh, that's so cool. It's a motion detector.
For some reason, just watching Ghostface fall and trip and shit, that's just funny. I don't know. Maybe
I know.
Maybe I'm used to scary movie. I don't know, man. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, once you do the first 2 scary movies, it's hard to watch the Scream franchise.
Did you miss me? Nice little town you found. You and your pretty daughter. Reminds me of where we grew up.
Well, you sure know a lot about me for another asshole hiding behind a voice changer.
Oh, I'm not hiding, Sydney. Not this time.
Man, he got the Darth Vader ventilator installed in the mask now.
I guess so.
He's got that installed. Well, at least she got a safe room. She's got that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you learn at least.
Yeah. I mean, she still needs a gun. I mean, the thing is-
That would be nice.
I want to be a fighter like you.
Oh, hey, she got a gun.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm
Okay,
not going
good.
to hurt her until you're here to see it.
Let's unmask this fucker.
All your friends died.
And then they're returning there from the last movie there. I think his name
This
is
fucker.
Mason Gooding there. So he's returning. And then that's his sister. I forgot what his sister's name was. What that actress name is there. But okay, they got them back. Again, they are part of the reboot cast there.
All your friends died for just being near you.
Where is my
Oh, is
dog?
that Zemo? Is that Zemo?
I think.
Being near you.
Is that it? Oh no, that's Joel McHale. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Joel McHale. I was like, oh, is that Zemo?
Hey, that was a pretty good Zemo, though. Pretty good Zemo costume.
Yeah, so yeah.
Where is my daughter? Tatum, listen to me. He's trying to find another way in. We're gonna do this together. You're gonna have to shoot him through the wall. Where? To the right of the door. Shoot him now! Do it now! Oh, you got it.
Double tap.
He's dead. You need to
Always
make sure
double
you
tap.
shoot him in the head.
I'm gonna burn it all down.
Mother.
This is
all-
gonna be fun.
It all started with one movie.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like same old, same old. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There's Ghostface. There's a group of teenagers. There's somebody that's coming back for revenge. Okay, yeah, that's typical Ghostface shit that's happening. Seems like you're gonna have at the beginning of a movie like a setup kill to reintroduce Ghostface.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I wish I could have more to say about it, but that's about it, really. I was just kind of like, oh, all right. Doesn't really look all that interesting. Like it just seems like you're going back to the basic again with no real good spin on it. I'm not even really that crazy about the reboot movies either, really. I mean,
Yeah.
how did you feel about those?
No, I'm kind of there. I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first one was at least kind of interesting, but as long as this has been going on, it's like, all right, guys, you're done. Just stop.
Yeah.
I mean, the franchise was already burnt out when it was on number 4. It was by 3 and 4. We're like, okay, we're kind of done.
I like 4. I kind of like 4. I thought
But that's what I'm saying. Ended on like a mostly high note. Like ended on
Yeah.
4, let it be done, and then it's still been going.
So I see some of the comments on the video. I think it was a rumor that Matthew Lillard, he's coming back, like as Stu. Like,
How?
I don't know. I think, I don't fucking know, but I think it's,
He did.
I don't know.
I didn't really die. You buried me. I'm fine.
That's gonna be maybe the twist or something. Is that?
Oh
he's
my
back-
god.
he's alive. I don't know.
He's
Yeah,
alive and he had amnesia.
and he's back as Ghostface again. He's gonna
Ghostface,
finish the
oh
job.
my god. You didn't really kill me.
Yeah. So that'd be really dumb if they did that.
Oh
But
yeah.
they might be desperate enough to go.
Oh
after
yeah.
him.
They'll if it can make money, it doesn't matter if we burn this franchise to the ground.
Do you think this movie will not? You think it'll tank because they're not bringing back Melissa Barrera?
I think it's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
Will it tank? I don't know, but I think it will definitely hurt it.
Mm, okay. Jasmine Savoy Brown, that was her name. So that's
Mm.
her there. I liked her a lot. You ever see that show Yellow Jacket? She's really good in that show. I like that show.
Oh yeah, she's from Yellow Jacket. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. So she's doing that. Yeah. It says here, listed in the cast, David Arquette. He, I guess he's gonna be like maybe like a vision or something, like in a dream or something like that. I guess,
Oh
or
my
maybe
God.
fuck it, they'll bring him back too. Like, even
Yeah,
though
why
he's
not?
dead. Yeah, sure, fuck it.
Why not?
Doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Sure. And you have Kevin Williamson, who's the one who's directing this. There with this, who's mostly he's been the writer of the Scream movie, so he's coming in and directing. So does that give you a little bit more faith in it? That the guy who's
I mean, not really. I'd be lying if I said yes.
yeah, I mean, he started it all, man. He wrote the first Scream, man. He started
Good
it
for
all.
you. It's been 20 something years.
Yeah, time to move on. Yeah,
Yeah.
like George Lucas, that's what he says. Like, hey, man, I moved on, man. I'm done.
You know what? Good for George. I mean, he sold it. He regrets selling it, but he moved on. He's moved on from that.
Yeah.
He very clearly says none of the Star Wars that Disney made is something he endorses or thinks is interesting, and he doesn't care. The only reason he's focused on his museum now and his other things, and God bless him for it. I think that museum is awesome. He's still only it's only partly done, and the only reason he put Star Wars into his own museum is and it was great begrudging by other people because Star Wars is that significant to film. And
Yeah.
so for historical purposes, he's going to allow it to be in the museum.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it's coming. California. It's gonna be in it. Because I think initially it's supposed to be Chicago, right?
Yeah, it was originally, I think.
Yeah. That's a cool looking ass museum.
Oh yeah, no. He and his wife have invested, I think, I want to say almost $1 billion, like almost $500 million on it now.
Mm.
He's invested quite a lot. It's
Yeah.
been and he's been working. He and his wife have been working on it since I want to say 2018, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been working on it for a long time, and it's not even done. And he's going to have interactive areas. It's going to have its own movie theater in the museum where you can watch indie films, or they'll have events where you can watch indie films, or they'll just be playing movies that guest lines up, or up and coming artists or up and coming people that he likes or that his committee and people think are doing something interesting, that he'll play them exclusively at his museum to give them like press and show them off.
Mm. Yeah.
So, God bless him for it. He's doing something different. He's continuing his own legacy. He's doing other things. both Lucasfilms separate from him doing their own thing. Skywalker Ranch is working on their own stuff. So yeah, he's a busy man. He's doing his own stuff.
Yeah. So there you go. That was Scream 7. There. And then we got one more trailer here. Sorry we just trailed off and talked about George Lucas Museum, but hey, that shows you how
Hey, you know what?
interesting that
It
Scream
happens.
7. That Scream 7 trailer was. All right. Stranger Things. It's coming, man. Season 5. It took 20 years for it to come, but it's coming.
It's a coming.
It's happening. And they got a trailer out for it. I think the trailer for season 5 initially leaked. And then they had to delete it. I think Netflix, Twitter, like they
Lol.
released it early and then they had to delete it, and then people already caught it, but they're like, fuck, okay.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, dang it.
But it's back up now, officially released here by Netflix, and the trailer is out there for this. So it's separated into volumes. They're gonna do volume 1 and then volume 2. The first volume is gonna come out November 26th, and then the second one's gonna come out Christmas time. So that's what they're gonna break it up there. And I think each of these episodes are like full movie length, like hour and 30, 2 hours long. It's like, oh my god.
Holy crap.
It's like, oh geez. But so that's gonna be great to review. To just sit there and watch hour like movie length episodes. But I mean, hey, if you've been waiting for this and you love Stranger Things, and a lot of people who love Stranger Things,
There are.
And it might break a lot of records. I mean, some people are going like, well, who even cares about Stranger Things anymore? And it's like,
There are
well,
a surprising a lot of people who care.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like with Game of Thrones, where somebody's after Game of Thrones ended, people are like, well, who gives a fuck about Game of Thrones anymore? That ending
I
was
mean,
terrible.
to
But
be
then,
fair, that is much more understandable considering how it ended, and then they had to rebuild that goodwill with a very solid first season of uh,
House of the Dragon.
House of Dragons.
Yeah, House of Dragons there.
And then they blue balled everyone by the end of season 2 because they didn't release the build up of what they were going for. So and then they had to wait an extra 2 years. And then, everybody who's excited for the Rings of Power, which is our very few people, they're like, hey guys, are you excited for the next season 3 when it comes out 3 years from now? Because they now have to do an extra year. So now it'll be 3 years since it'll be 3 years since the season 2. And it's like, nah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
But at least people care about Game of Thrones to an extent, and people still care about this
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
And somebody did like a list of like all the different shows that have like ended since Stranger Things between season 4 and season 5. And like some shows are on their 5th season now, and then Stranger still has not come out with their 5th season.
Yeah.
Like Abbott Elementary, and they release like 20 some episodes a season. That's already on their 5th season right now.
Yeah.
So like Barry, Loki, You, Arcane, Riverdale, Snowfall, This Is Us, Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai had like 6 seasons.
Yes, it did.
And that ended.
And it ended awesome. It had an awesome ending.
But let's get into this, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Long rest. We can begin.
There's no time for There's no place for
We're really starting to lose it. Being stuck in here, no end in sight. Maybe tonight is our break. We find Vecna. We end this once and for all. Together.
My God, they do look.
I know. No.
Oh
I mean,
my God,
you can't.
bro.
Look at this. Look at it.
Wow, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That is wild, bro. Wow. Jeez.
Look how jacked he is, though. Look how jacked.
Who you talking about, Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas in the back.
Yeah.
Look how jacked he is, man.
Yeah. Like
Got that high top.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just Will, especially Will and Millie Bobby Brown. They are so old.
like Millie Bobby Brown is a wife now.
Yeah. Like
She's
she
a
just
mother?
she just got married. She's only 20. I think she's like
21, 22,
21, 22. She's 23.
23.
But she looks like an old woman.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't.
Well, she looks way older than she should.
Yeah. Oh, she's 21. Okay, she's 21.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're all adults. You
yeah.
can't. This is a 1980s, Saved by the Bell, where all the actors are supposed to be portraying high school kids.
Yeah. What was the year Stranger Things started? It started in 2016. It's almost 10
years ago.
Yeah. Wow. That's good. Okay.
Time flies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we old as hell. I mean,
Oh,
we talking about these people being old. We old as hell.
Oh, don't break my heart.
Together.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Doing some new stuff with the powers, man.
okay.
It's kind of like a Control. Reminded me a little bit of Control, that
Mm.
Remedy game there, a little bit.
This isn't like one of your campaigns. You don't get to write the ending. Not this time.
He's planning to end our world.
Oh no.
What?
No. Oh no. Oh,
I forgot.
Look what
what's
they've
his
done
name?
to you, man.
Jonathan. Oh, that's Jonathan.
Yeah,
right?
John. Oh my God.
You know what? I don't know why they missed this opportunity. I think he'd make a great like if they did Guns N' Roses, he'd make a great Axl Rose. He looks a lot
Oh,
like
he
Axl.
would. You're right.
You know, he looks like Axl. Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan's been underutilized in this entire series since post season 1.
yeah. He also kind of looks like Harry Styles, like kind of like Harry Styles a little
Yeah, I
bit
can
too.
kind of see it.
Yeah, but he's kind of got that on there. But yeah,
And he's not gonna stop till we're drained of every last
No,
ounce
that
of
doesn't look great.
suffering.
what'd you say?
That doesn't look great.
What
The tears.
Oh, the tears. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Till we're drained of every last ounce of suffering.
Maybe they're still working on it. I'm telling like,
Yeah, sure.
they still got some time.
They do. They got some time.
Comes out in a few weeks, man. A few weeks. That's always been one of the great things, but I always like the relationship between like the turnaround his character did.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, he was supposed to die season 1.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's why like they don't know what to do with Jonathan and Steve and the other characters is that Steve was supposed to so in that fight that where they invade the cabin, their house, Steve was supposed to get killed in that. But because the actor did such a good job and was so well liked by the cast and crew, it had such a charisma to him. They just they changed it so he didn't die. That's why the ending feels awkward with their relationship. And then in season 2, they try to do stuff, and then they just don't know what to do with Jonathan, Steve, or anything. That's why his character feels especially purposeless. And even though I like him, I like the actor, and I like the character. That's why he's purposeless, is because he was supposed to die, but they don't know what to do with him.
That's always happens, man. When a character's supposed to die the first season, and that's what happened with Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Jesse, the difference is they wrote around him and they kept him going. He was supposed to die in season 1 or 2, yeah, but he was so good that they kept him around, and they actually worked him into the plot. He became very essential to the plot.
Yeah.
So he didn't meander. He had a purpose, and he has one of the best character arcs in the entire thing.
Yeah, like you can't imagine without Jesse. Yeah.
No, you can't imagine without it. I could Steve is great. I just wish they gave him things to do.
Yeah. Well, he got his
Instead of
ass beat.
babysit.
What was it last season? Got his ass beat. He had that to do.
Yeah.
Well, what was that with the season before that one? I can't remember.
Well, no, he was with the season before that. He was with the girl, and they're at the mall, and then after that, yeah, because he got his ass beat by the brother of what's her name, and then he becomes a monster in season 4, and then because season 2 he's babysitting.
Guy, right? Yeah, the red Power Ranger.
Yeah,
he was like the new bully.
Yeah, he was the new bully. And then so Steve got knocked down because he's the new buffer bully, and then Steve's character. I mean, but at least Steve is doing some stuff. Jonathan, they just literally wrote him out for season 4. He's just not doing. He's just smoking peyote with the guy, with Will and family, and he just does nothing. And then he drives a car, and they don't do anything with photography. They don't do anything about anything else. We could go on, but let's finish this.
Did they break up, him and that girl?
They haven't officially broken up.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to really break up, but he doesn't know how to tell her. And she they're playing coy with that she might fall back in love with Steve or whatever. And I'm like, I don't care. Pick one, do something. You spent all this time building up to Jonathan and Jennifer's relationship, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe. And then they spent and now 2 seasons later, they separated them every time.
All right, let's keep going. Hopper, he turned into really Red Guardian or something.
Yeah, he really just became Red Guardian. I met Hopper in the first season was great. I just called him Cop Man. He just walked around punching people.
Yeah,
it's such a great arc in that first season. Along with that's the biggest problem with Stranger Things is they don't know what to do with anybody post season 1. This kind of felt like a series that was a one and done.
Yeah. Well, I think it was supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it
one
was supposed to be
episode.
one season, like maybe 2 seasons, but that was it. It was supposed to be a one and done.
Then it became smash hit.
Yeah, it became a smash hit, and they've just been prolonging it.
Yeah. I don't know the song. You know this song? I don't know this song.
I don't know. It sounds like Who Wants to Live Forever from Highlander.
Okay. I'll look it
They
up in a
They
minute.
like referencing 80s songs.
Yeah. They didn't want to do the final countdown. They didn't want to do that. It's kind
I,
of.
I don't know. Could they afford it?
I think I forgot how much they said they spent on every episode. It was like 30 million or something.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
ridiculous amount.
a huge amount of fucking money on each episode. Not even the whole totality of the whole thing. Like each episode, they spent that much money.
It's absurd.
That's why they raising these prices.
Got to.
We stay true to ourselves.
And who was that? I'm sorry. Oh, that's Joyce. Okay. Yeah, she turned into the Snake from Metal Gear Solid now. Okay, there you go. All right. I don't even know what year this is supposed to take place now.
Yeah, I don't. This is supposed to be 87, 88.
Yeah. Because has Escape from New York already came out already?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Stay true to our friends.
Do it.
Oh my god. But that little girl, she's all grown up now.
Oh, his sister Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we old.
Do it.
No matter the cost.
Who the
is that's oh god, Terminator. Linda Carter.
Yeah. Oh, that's Linda Carter?
Yeah.
I can't tell with how blurry the
Not Linda. Shit, what's her name? Not Linda Carter. That's
Sarah
Wonder Woman.
Connor, whatever.
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton. Yeah, Sarah Connor.
Yeah, yeah. So that's her right there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Maybe I turn up the quality. Yeah. So there you
Oh,
go.
yeah, okay. Now I can see faces. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Then you got Luigi right here next.
Yeah, you got military Luigi.
Military Luigi.
Who's that? Who's that kid supposed to be?
Who? This one? The left?
Yes,
Or-
and also the one directly behind him. Yeah, who the fuck is that?
That's the new generation. That's Stranger Things next
The
generation.
next generation. Oh lord.
They're gonna continue the story. You know? they're gonna be like, they haven't fully defeated the evil yet, and there's gonna be like a remaining leftover, so they have to finish the job for them, man. That's gonna be. So that's what you got there. But also, they look kind of. Well, I guess already Stranger Things was already kind of Goonie-esque already, right? I mean, like these kids look very Goonie-esque, like with the glasses and everything like that. I don't know. Maybe got it. Like I said, they love to reference a lot of the '80s things there, with these things.
Yeah, why not?
You are going to help me. One last time.
Sounds like Freddy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is it, man. This final season, man. Are you hyped, man? Are you excited? What's going through your head, man?
I'm excited for it to be over.
Excited for it to be over.
I'll say
man.
this. I'll say this. I've watched every single season. I've seen all the characters. I've seen the growth. I've seen the lack of growth, I should say. And it's kind of a sunken cost. I'm like, well, I've already seen the rest. Might as well finish this off. I hope it ends.
You're just a
fairly decently.
completionist. Basically. You got to see things through to the end.
I do. I got to see it to the end. I owe myself that much.
Okay. Yeah.
How about you?
yeah, I guess. I mean, listen, we're gonna do a review of it. There. So I'll see it. I hope there's a big ass recap. They do a lot of those because I don't remember it. There's a lot what happened in the last seasons or two. I was like, I don't fucking remember. So they're probably gonna like Netflix does that. That's a good thing about what they do is they do a huge recap. There, hell, that could be its own movie right there. Like just the recap
Recap.
of all the shit that
What the
happened.
heck happened? in
Short
Stranger
film.
Things?
So they could do that with it. So yeah, to catch me up of what happened there. You think you're gonna go back and watch some of the seasons to, get prepared for this one or no?
No, I'll just
Okay.
watch a recap.
Yeah, it's like I don't love Stranger Things that much.
I don't know. Like the first season is genuinely really good, and then everything after that I kind of mostly remember,
Yeah.
and I don't need that much. It's like, oh, it's season 4. Is Hopper still in Russian prison? Yes.
Yeah.
He eats peanut butter? Yes. And then Eddie, the best new character introduced with the Satanic Panic, he no longer is in the series, and I'm like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. We went out the most metal way possible, man. Don't you want to go out like that? If you had to go out.
Rocking out?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Joseph Quinn, I mean, he really blew up from this
Oh, he
show.
did, and good for him. He earned it.
Yeah, he really blew up. Him and Maya Hawke, she did. Yeah, she kind of blew up too from it. Yeah. A lot of the main cast. I mean, you see them and stuff. I mean, they've done stuff. I don't want to diminish what they've done. They've done stuff that's been pretty good. Millie Bobby Brown, she needs to escape Netflix. They got her ass in, I don't know, a 360 contract. I don't know what the fuck they got her in. Constantly doing movies for Netflix. She got to get out of there. She just stay on the lot with them. I don't know what they got with her.
I don't know.
But yeah. So yeah, well, we were talking about it there with Stranger Things season 5. All right. So that was it. Thank you, Dusk.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, man. Hope you have a great Halloween, man.
You
still
too.
got
Have a great Halloween, man. It's a pleasure
40
talking
something
with you.
minutes left. Well, I don't know where you are at, so maybe you still got some more time. Maybe you got an hour left.
Nah, it's mostly over.
Ah, man.
But you know
Yeah.
what? The night never ends
That's
until you
true.
fall asleep.
The freaks come out at night, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Is
do.
it a full moon tonight?
I don't know. I think it's only a crescent moon.
Ah, that's a shame. The full moon is better for
It is.
a Halloween full
Oh, yeah.
moon there, But the moon is not even real, man. Moon is made out of cheese,
That's what they say. That was actually Buzz Aldrin's. He joked that was his biggest disappointment. When he and Neil Armstrong, they had they were talking. They were in Japan, I believe, and they were with some school kids, and the kids asked him what was their biggest disappointment or something they were hoping to find on the moon, but they didn't. And he joked, "Oh, I was hoping to find cheese, but I didn't find any." And the translator, translated instead, he didn't see any rabbits making mochi, and the kids laughed because in Japanese folklore, they when you look at the moon, they envision it as like a big mother rabbit wrapping around her bunnies, and so instead of it being like craters and cheese, that's how in Japanese folklore. And one of their folklore is that rabbits are on the moon and they make mochi, sweet treats for good kids.
Oh.
There's a originally Dragon Ball episode where he puts some like they're like rabbits that are wearing like 1980s bully outfits, like high school like bully outfits at the time, and he punishes them by sending them to the moon to make sweet treats, which is using that folklore. And then in DBZ, he blew up the moon. So, Roshi blew up the moon, aka killing all those. But, whatever. It's DBZ.
Yeah. So, yeah. But they didn't even really go to the moon, man. That didn't happen, man. But,
No, that was Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick, man. All lights and magic there that did that.
Greatest director of our time.
Yeah. That's what Kim Kardashian and Joe Rogan, man. The thought leaders say of our time. All right, we're gonna be out of here. I'm gonna raid Hunter since he's on. He's streaming. He gave us a subscription there, so
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and raid Hunter there. thank you again, Dust. There.
Yes, sir.
Hope everyone has a great Halloween. Upcoming stream Sunday. I'm gonna be with Mike from Grey Week's going to do Frankenstein, or I should say Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I should say that there. We're doing a review for that. Guillermo del Toro. I'm excited for that. Monday, I'm gonna be doing a show with Sage from Rated M for Immaturity. Gonna be doing Alien versus Predator. They're gonna be Welcome to Derry. Maybe Sage will have a video game review. He says he's working on an indie game that he may be doing there. No show Wednesday there. I'm gonna be out of town. I'll be out of town next week, so no show Friday because I'll be out of town. Unless Nick will be back, then I have to ask him, and then you guys can do Predator. You can do Predator Badlands there. But I'm hearing good things about Predator Badlands. I mean, it's pretty fun. Yeah. So all right, people. All right, stay tuned. Out of here. See ya. Peace.